The Mule Deer Foundation presents Trigger Effect.
I'm Bigfoot. I've sustained my family through traditional harvesting for more than 50 years.
My name's Dean Tremblay. I've been a wildlife biologist for over 20 years, and I bring science to the hunt.
Hi, I'm Kent Mickey. I've been a professional guide for almost 30 years. Now it's my turn to be behind the trigger.
I'm Lindsay Beck. I'm a pro staff in training, and I have to put up with these guys, and this is Trigger Effect.
Brought to you by Westside Stores, your outdoor sports authority. Nikon Optics, next generation now. Schmeiser Archery, the makers of Viking broadheads. And these fine sponsors.
Hi folks, welcome to another exciting episode of Trigger Effect. This week, Dean Tremblay and myself are going to be going to northern Manitoba for central barren ground caribou. I finally convinced Dean to come up on a hunt up there. I think we should get going on this.
No, I agree, and I mean, for me with my Métis ancestry, I've always wondered what it was like to see, you know, millions of buffalo out on the prairies, and really the only herds that boast those kinds of numbers nowadays in North America is the central barren ground caribou. So yeah, I'm ready to go on this hunt.
And I'm ready to watch because caribou's been on my bucket list for a long time. I've never hunted those critters, but I'm going to be hunting them vicariously through you guys as we watch this episode.
Yeah, and I want to get going. I want to see this again, so let's go.
Whoa, Dean. I think you were trying to rush into this caribou footage a little too fast. There's a little bit more to this story than you're telling us.
It's got nothing to do with the storyline. I was on a caribou hunt.
Yeah, but you know what? I saw some Facebook pictures from when you were on your way out to that hunt.
Okay, fine. I was 6 kilometers outside of Saskatoon, and I happened to tag a white-tailed doe. Unfortunately, it wasn't with my gun, and it was a $32,000 deer. It totaled my car. So after flying out of Winnipeg to Churchill, we spent the night, and then we took a float plane into Schmuck Lake.
Well, the day's finally arrived. Before I knew it, the float plane landed on the beach with Dean on it. We hustled everybody into the cabin. We got everybody's tags filled out.
Kent has already guided many successful hunts this season. Although it has been difficult, he has still managed to find some nice bulls. With the migration not yet in full force, they're not seeing the numbers of large bulls that they have expected. Dean is one of a group of hunters who are hunting in the area with both rifle and bow.
You guys archery hunting? Strictly archery hunting, or are you packing some heat too? Just strictly archery? Okay.
Well, after getting all our gear away, we equipment up because there was definitely enough light left to get a hunt in.
Well, everything's off to a good start for Kent and Dean on their caribou hunt. There's nothing quite like seeing good bulls on the first day. Well, we'll be right back for more Trigger Effect. Westside Stores in beautiful downtown Salmon Arm, providing fishing and hunting equipment, apparel, and knowledgeable staff. Your outdoor sports authority, Westside Stores has provided quality products and service to Salmon Arm for over 20 years. Visit us today at 450-360 Trans-Canada Highway Southwest, Salmon Arm, BC. Online at westsidestores.ca or call us at 250-832-8141. Welcome back to Trigger Effect.
So after eating breakfast, I was pumped, Kent. I have to admit. I went outside, first of all, just to catch some of that air, and the first thing I noticed was a wall of wind hit me.
Yeah, it gets pretty windy up in that tundra country, but we've got some pretty good watercraft, and we were able to get across the lake. What we did that first morning, as you remember, we snuck around some islands and into some bays, and while going around the one island, we spotted a couple bulls. One was a really young bull, another one was not bad. He had some weak tops, kind of short in the main beams. He's going to grow into a good bull, but we left him alone, headed up, got up onto a good vantage point, did some glassing over some new country. Well, after heading across the lake, we spotted a young bull up on the hill. We elected not to shoot him, he wasn't quite big enough, so we're heading up to Shaman Mountain. There's lots of caribou moving around that spot.
These bulls were young and curious, and they just couldn't get enough of Dean and Kent.
Kent, I heard you had to leave caribou camp.
Yes, I had to leave caribou camp halfway through Dean's hunt. I had a commitment with a moose guiding hunt, but I left Dean in really good hands with one of our top guides, Trent Headley.
Yeah, Trent was absolutely amazing, and I'm glad you recommended him. The first morning we woke up and Trent had us on caribou right away, so let's go look at the first caribou. We take a quick hop across the lake and we immediately hike up to some highland. There was a finger of trees coming out with a small gap right through the center of the trees, and that's where the caribou were heading. So we quickly rushed over top of the tundra to get within that gap before the caribou got there to intercept them. Let's see what happened.
And there you have it, Dean's first bull is on the ground. Now let's get up there and see what he got. Well, Dean's having good luck so far. Let's see if he can maintain that for caribou number 2. We'll be right back. Trigger Effect proudly supports the Mule Deer Foundation. Through its membership, the Mule Deer Foundation aims to restore, improve, and protect mule deer habitat. MDF supports wildlife management, promotes public education and research, and encourages responsible, ethical behavior. Visit us online at www.muledeer.org and join today and help us ensure the conservation of mule deer, black-tailed deer, and their habitat. Welcome back to Trigger Effect.
Great job, Dean. That's a fantastic caribou. I knew Trent Headley would be a great choice of guides for you. You got you in nice and tight and close to that caribou. Way to go.
I shot that caribou within 30 yards. And the thing I really liked about the caribou is it just, they look so big out in that tundra because there's nothing to compare them to. And when it came in, my heart was thumping, and pretty bull too. Like, his cape was just white transition to brown transition. He got in close. I shot. I watched him. He fell down, and it was awesome. I excited talking about it now, and it's like almost 2 months later. So
Yeah, that was pretty exciting, and I'm really looking forward to going to number 2.
yeah,
And that's coming now, right?
that is coming now.
Right on.
This local and traditional knowledge segment was brought to you by Mohican Limited.
So what I'm working with right here is caribou hair, and it's been dyed with protein dyes, and this is tufting. So this is caribou hair tufting, but a person can also use moose hair, reindeer. I've been told that bighorn sheep works, but the reason why you can't just use any hairs because the hairs have to be hollow in order for them to do what they need to do. So there's not a lot of people, where I'm from anyway, that do this, so I was very grateful to learn. So these were a couple of pieces that I did, and typically people used to do these, well, and still do, for garments. You'd see them on jackets or gauntlets, like leather gloves or mittens, decoration on clothing. And then also people just will frame them up and use them as artwork, just hang them in their homes as art. And this is an example of a beaded purse, tufted purse.
Traditionally, all parts of the animal were used for food, for clothing, and even for decorative purposes. And we want to thank our friend Lisa very much for showing us that those kinds of craft skills are still being practiced.
So day 2, we spent the entire day on the land glassing throughout the tundra, and we actually saw a few bull caribou, lots of cows and calves. We're on our way back to camp, And at last light, we spot this bull. On this hunt, I was paired up with Ken from Edson, Alberta, and he really helped me out a lot in this hunt, so I'd really like to show you guys his bull that he got.
Yeah, that'd be really good, I think.
With 2 caribou on the ground, Dean thought the hunt was done, but stay tuned, because he's in for a bit of a surprise.
Gary, we want something that was strong, lightweight, collapsible, and durable. And with this wheel and the no axle on our game carts, we've achieved that.
Built in Caribou, BC, the Sasquatch cart is lightweight, has great clearance, and is strong enough to pack out a variety of the game species. It collapses to be more convenient for transport and can be attached to ATVs for those long packs out. Get yours at Sasquatch Fabrications in Caramias. Call 250-499-5984 or visit us online at www.sasquatchfabrications.com. Welcome back to Trigger Effect.
So congratulations, Dean. I'm actually pretty envious, and I can hardly wait until it's my turn to go up there and hammer a bull or two.
You bet, Gary. I understand that Dean and Ken harvested the 3 biggest bulls in camp that week, but that's not all. They had some excitement near the end of the hunt.
Yeah, we did have some excitement, and I'm telling you, you guys are not going to want to miss this.
Well, Dean's all finished with caribou, but something else seems to be catching his eye.
Huh? He's coming up.
So the first one that came in was the immature black wolf, but we decided to pass on it because we were hoping to get a poke at the white wolf, because that's what I was really looking for.
Yeah.
crash bang bulls. A lot of people don't understand what it takes to put these remote types of hunts on TV. It started off for me with writing off my car in Saskatoon. Thanks for bringing it up. On top of that, the high winds delayed flights in. We lost a half a day of hunting as well.
Yeah, not only do those high winds influence the flights coming in and out of the camp, but they also play a big part on how the caribou move. And unfortunately, during your time that you were there, the migration hadn't quite started yet, so the number of caribou moving around were really low, and yeah, it influenced the hunting quite a bit.
Well, and I think the fact that you had to leave almost at the start of the hunt for other obligations, and also the fact that the audio just was not there.
Yeah, a lot of challenges on this hunt.
It is
for sure.
a lot of challenges, but you know what? It still is a great piece of film, and it was a fantastic hunt.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Right now we just have about a half a day left. Again, we've got high winds and a little bit of sun poking through the clouds. We're just trying to get the hunter that I've been hunting with, Ken. He's from Edson, Alberta. Caribou here, kind of last minute caribou, and then tomorrow morning we fly out on the float plane to Churchill and then head back to Winnipeg, and then I catch flight Saskatoon home. I really hope you enjoyed this adventure. I know I had an amazing time despite all of the trials and tribulations of getting here. I got 2 beautiful caribou. Couldn't be happier considering that the migration really hasn't hit here as planned. It's been very sparse caribou. Really, we're spotting them off a mile or 2 away and going as fast as we can to head them off and try taking advantage of every decent bull that we see. But other than that, it's beautiful. And if you ever get a chance to hunt these central barren ground caribou, I highly recommend it, because I know for me it's definitely going to be a highlight of my hunting career, being up here, even though it's the weather is something to be tended with, that's for sure. So hopefully we'll see you next week on another episode of Trigger Effect.
Trigger Effect is brought to you by Nikon Optics, West Side Stores, Schmeiser Archery, Sunshine Autographics, Bigfoot RVs, Mike Roseman RV Sales, Lone Wolf Taxidermy, Silvertip Directional Drilling, Prairie Shot Ammunition, Sasquatch Fabrications, and DXD Game Call. Trigger Effect proudly supports Mule Deer Foundation. Join today, and with your help, we can ensure a conservation legacy for generations to come.
Yes, unfortunately I had other commitments at a moose camp. Our moose season was just starting, so I had to go guide some others.
But did you send anybody to help you?
So I lined you up with my good friend, and
I left Dean at the north end of the lake.
we still haven't heard.
Obviously he's made it home. All right. With the wind blowing his mane down this week.
That's a beautiful. I love that. The other video in your caribou